What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Today, I'm going to be showing off one of my favorite decks that features a fairy Pokemon that can easily one-hit KO even the biggest Pokemon VMAX, Whimsicott-GX. Before we get to the video, I just want to do a quick shout out to FullGripCodes.com. We have got the Trainer Toolkit codes as well as the Pikachu and Zekrom GX League Battle codes, Reshiram and Charizard GX League Battle codes, and Rebel Clash Sword and Shield codes, all available on FullGripCodes.com now. We have instant email delivery for all of your favorite Pokemon trading card game online codes. Supporting the shop at Full Grip Codes directly supports the content that I create here on Tricky Jim, so thank you all so much for supporting the store. Let's check out the deck. Whimsicott-GX is a deck that I've been toying around with quite a bit since its release in Unbroken Bonds, but I think the deck gets so much more consistent and so much more powerful with the release of Rebel Clash and access to Capture Energy. Capture Energy is an incredible card for this deck, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the main objective of the deck is to attack with Whimsicott-GX, who has the Fluffy Cotton ability, which reads, if any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. So you have a 50% chance just right off the base here of preventing all damage dealt to Whimsicott-GX every single turn, which can be incredible, game-changing if you are able to prevent an entire turn's worth of an attack. That is absolutely game-changing, and Whimsicott-GX tends to be a very exciting deck to play because every turn you get to flip a coin to see if you're going to prevent your opponent's damage dealt to you. You might be thinking, well, that seems really broken. Well, if we take a look at Whimsicott-GX, it requires a lot to deal a lot of damage. Energy Blow costs 1 fairy energy and does 10 damage, but it also does 30 more damage times the amount of energy attached to this Pokemon. So the perfect partner for Whimsicott-GX is Porygon-Z, who has the Crazy Code ability, which reads, as often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may attach a special energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And what a cool combo is that. Porygon-Z is basically a rain dance Pokemon. It's like Blastoise or Emboar with Inferno Fandango, but it rains special energy into play, which is phenomenal because there are so many good special energy in standard format right now, of which Capture Energy is one of them. So we play a ton of special energy. As you can see, we have 18 energy in the deck. That's almost a third of the deck is energy, and it's all special energy. So once we set up a Porygon-Z, we can use Crazy Code to play as many special energy from our hand to our Pokemon anywhere we want on the field during our turn. Now, we play 4 unit energies, which are great because they just act as fairy energies that we can attach as many of during our turn as we want. We play 4 Recycle Energy, which are completely broken in this deck because we rain them down onto Whimsicott-GX, and then if Whimsicott-GX were to ever get knocked out, the Recycle Energies all come back to our hand. Play 2 copies of Rainbow Energy just because I can't play 6 unit energies. The Rainbow Energy do unfortunately damage our Whimsicott-GX, but it's fine. We still play 2 copies of them. They're still better than basic fairy energies because we can attach as many of them during our turn as we want. And 4 Capture Energy. The Capture Energy double as a basic search, especially on the first turn of the game. I love opening Capture Energy. Capture Energy has made it very good for Whimsicott to go first. And we also play 4 copies of Triple Acceleration Energy, which just give Whimsicott a plus 90 damage boost every time we attach one of these to our Whimsicott-GX. Now, setting up a Stage 2 Pokemon and multiple Stage 1 Pokemon is not exactly an easy task, but fortunately, we do have Toy Box GX. For 1 fairy energy, Whimsicott-GX gets to search the deck for up to 5 cards and put them into the hand. Now, that is always a stressful part of the game, getting your Toy Box GX to stick. What usually happens is that we very easily set up a couple of Porygons and a couple of Cottonees on the first turn of the game, maybe a Blitzle or so, and then we evolve turn 2, Toy Box GX, get Rare Candy, Porygon-Z, bunch of energy, maybe a supporter, all into our hand, and then our opponent just Marnies it to the bottom. You really hate to see it. But when you get to keep the Toy Box GX, it's absolutely broken. You just probably win that game because you Rare Candy Porygon, big one-hit knockouts wherever you want on your opponent's side of the field, since we now have Boss's Orders available to us as well. Guaranteed Gust with the Eldegoss V. Now, you'll also see Zebstrika in this deck. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Andrew, isn't Dedenne GX just better? Well, the idea of the Whimsicott-GX deck is that we set up Whimsicotts, we set up Porygon-Zs, and then our whole board is just low liability Pokemon. So the Zebstrika is actually better than Dedenne GX because you're going to find yourself wanting to sprint throughout multiple points in the game. Once you set up the Porygon-Z, you just want to sprint through your deck, research, sprint, just see as many cards as possible. You really want to sprint to help thin your extra quick balls, great balls, evolution incense, rare candies even, things like that. You just want to get them out of the deck and really get to the meat and potatoes of the deck, which is just the energy. So once you turn that faucet on by evolving into Porygon-Z, you just want to dig as deep as you can into your deck, sprinting through whatever you have to in order to find the energy you need to take big, explosive, one-hit knockouts. So you will see that even though a deck like this, which plays a bunch of special energy, a bunch of rainbow energy as well, you could tech this deck out. You could play any sort of alternative attacker that you want. I've had Cramorant in the list. I've thought about Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff in the list. I've even thought about putting the Buzzwole in the list from Forbidden Light, Sledgehammer Buzzwole, so that you can, against Pikarom, go in with Sledgehammer Buzzwole on their 4-prize turn and take a big one-hit knockout. But as I've played the deck more and more, I've realized that what wins the most games is just setting up Whimsicott-GX and Porygon-Z consistently. If you can get a Porygon-Z into play very consistently, if you can set up Whimsicott-GX very consistently, you will have a good chance to win the game just because of Whimsicott-GX's fluffy cotton ability. So I've really trimmed away all of the excess in this list. We used to have Chaotic Swells. Power Plant's not really being played as much anymore. If you're worried about Power Plant, go ahead, throw a couple of Swells in here. You could probably find some search cards you could trim in order to fit them, but I've really found that I like playing all of these search cards. We've got 4 Quick Balls in the deck with the 4 copies of Capture Energy and 3 copies of Great Ball. Give us tons of search options because Whimsicott-GX wants to go first every single game. But on the first turn of the game, we can't play a card like Professor Elm's Research, or we can't play a card like Professor Oak's Setup, because you can't play those on the first turn going first. So instead, we have to play an insane amount of basic search. 3 Great Balls, 4 Quick Balls, 4 Capture Energy means that we're pretty easily going to be finding multiple Cottonee, a Porygon, and a Blitzle all on the first turn of the game going first, which is a lot to ask without playing a draw supporter. I do like having 2 copies of Evolution Incense in the deck, just having that instant out to a Whimsicott-GX, a Zebstrika, or a Porygon-Z. This card is simply too strong not to play in this deck. It's almost always live at the beginning of the game. So I like that guaranteed search with Evolution Incense, but I also like playing Great Ball because Great Ball is live on the first turn of the game going first. So you really want to open Great Ball. Evolution Incense, you really like to see on the second turn of the game, which is why we play 3 copies of Great Ball and 2 copies of Evolution Incense. Now, this deck's ability to play Marnie is one of the strongest things about it. Once you set up your Zebstrika, your Porygon, your Whimsicott-GX, you can just Marnie over and over again, reset your opponent's hand to low, and then take big knockouts with Whimsicott-GX. But we really rely on the Cynthia engine here, since it just gets you 1 more card, which can be really big for drawing into the Porygon-Z turn 2. So I really like 4 copies of Cynthia, just a couple copies of Marnie, couple copies of Professor's Research, and a couple copies of Boss's Orders with the Eldegoss V, capable of bringing those back. Now, like I've said, I've had a lot of cards in and out of this list over the course of the last almost year since Unbroken Bonds came out. I've had Cramorant V in here. I've had the Chaotic Swells in here. There's been a lot of different cards. Pokemon Communication, I used to play over Great Ball, so the list has really evolved a lot, but I'm very content with where this list is right now, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a fun deck to play and you want to get your hands on a very cool, unique list. Definitely try out this Whimsicott-GX deck. It's one of the last playable fairy type Pokemon, since fairy is being phased out of the Pokemon trading card game. So play it while it lasts. It's a lot of fun. Check out the gameplay and let me know, what do you think of this Whimsicott-GX deck in the comments below. Looks like we're going to be going first to this game. We opened a Cottonee and a Porygon. We've actually got the Rare Candy Porygon-Z combo already in our hand, but not a great hand overall. So we'll see if we top deck anything, or we could Great Ball into Zacian V, Intrepid Sword, get ourselves a more stable start here. I definitely like placing the Porygon down. We can put the Recycle Energy onto the Cottonee, and we got a decent enough hand. Honestly, sure enough, there it is. We've got the Zacian V, and I'm pretty comfortable just going Intrepid Sword here. And next turn, I can evolve into Whimsicott-GX, Rare Candy into Porygon-Z, and just go from there. I could Toy Box GX next turn, pretty solid. It looks like we are playing against Zacian combo, so we are hoping that they don't get the turn 1 attack with Zacian, turn 1 Brave Blade. That would be a little bit rough. They just had a hand full of Metal Energy, so 4 Metal Energy in the discard pile, which could lead to a very explosive turn 1 here if they hit a bunch of Metal Saucers. And it looks like they are playing the Order Pad engine. This is Zacian ADP, so we have an option to quickly KO an Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia if we set up right. And it looks like they are getting that energy onto the ADP, and they're going in for a potential turn 1 Altered Creation GX. They've got the Day-Day change. This is very explosive, that Order Pad, giving them the Metal Saucer they needed to get the Metal Energy into play. Looking for a Water Energy here off the Day-Day change. They have already used Research, so they've used their supporter for turn. If they find the Water Energy, they'll have an Altered Creation GX, but it looks like they just have to Intrepid Sword. Now, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12. I am 13. I'm 1 energy short. And we've got the Cynthia. Let's go. We Rare Candy into Porygon-Z. We've got the Whimsicott, and they put the Arceus, Dialga, Palkia into the active position for me. If I can just find 1 more energy, we are going to be able to knock out this Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. So that's an incredible start from us so far. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 260 damage we're dealing. I'm going to thin my deck by playing the Evolution Incense and fail it. And we can just Cynthia, looking for 1 more energy. And we've got the triple acceleration. That will work. We'll put down the Porygon, and then I'm also going to put down the Ditto. Triple acceleration energy, and we're going to Energy Blow turn 2, knocking out the Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. And I have to say, at this point, I feel like we are absolutely going to be able to win this match. 3 prizes on the second turn of the game against one of the best decks in format. My opponent's got Zacians now, big charms. They are big. They've got 250 HP, so I'm definitely a little bit wary of that. Metal weakness aside, doesn't matter. They are going to be one-hit KOing my Whimsicott-GXs, and as you can see, my opponent is not giving up just yet. They see, if they could just get through that Fluffy Cotton ability, take a big one-hit KO, they can potentially swing this match back in their favor. I am just looking to try and KO a Zacian and then finish things off with 1 more prize card. But my opponent is not giving me any weak Pokemon on the bench to easily clean up the game. As we can see, they have just got 3 gigantic Zacian Vs, promoting that Dedenne GX, and then off of this supporter, assuming they play the Research here with the Eldegoss, they're going to be hoping for a switch at the very least so that they can bring that Zacian V up into the active position. And they're actually getting the 4th Zacian out of the deck just to thin it. I was going to say, I don't think that I would agree with benching that. They don't want to load their bench up with too many things. And they found the Air Balloon, so they are going to be retreating and going for a Brave Blade. Can we flip heads to save Whimsicott? And we can. That is amazing. Whimsicott taking that one on the chin, and we have got the win. My opponent scoops it up and knows that we had them checkmated. Amazing performance and setup by Whimsicott in that game. We're going second this game and open with Porygon. It looks like my opponent might be playing Dragapult VMAX. Dragapult VMAX is a tough matchup for us. A lot of our Pokemon have got a very small amount of HP. Porygon's only got 60. Cottonee's only got 60. Blitzle's only got 70. It's a little bit rough out here playing all these little dudes with Dragapult VMAX in the format. But we're going to do our best. We've got Capture Energy, go get ourselves the turn 1 Cottonee. And then we do have Cynthia, which I'll just play. And we're hoping for more basic Pokemon, Quick Balls, Great Balls, and the like. We've got Great Ball, which we'll play first. And we find ourselves another Porygon, which is very good. And then I can Quick Ball and grab ourselves a second Cottonee. So that way I am able to set up the board with multiple Porygon, multiple Cottonee. And I could Quick Draw to end the turn. That probably makes the most sense. I would like to have more protection than this, but we just can't. There's no real way to save my board from just getting Dragapult VMAXed, and that is one of the most stressful parts about playing a setup deck in this format. Dragapult VMAX turn 2, 130 damage, snipe 5 damage counters with Galarian Zigzagoon. Very easy for this deck to knock out benched threats that have 60 HP. Mew from Unbroken Bonds doesn't do anything to stop it. In fact, there is no simple way to stop this deck from setting up and doing its thing in the format. But they missed the Dragapult, so that is really big. We are going to be able to promote Whimsicott-GX, hopefully find Rare Candy into Porygon-Z. I'll Quick Ball. We can get ourselves another Porygon down just to try and have some survivability here. And I'm going to discard that energy so that if I find a Rainbow or a unit energy, we can do that. So I do have Whimsicott-GX, so we can evolve both of these up, and we're going to attach the unit energy. Hope that my opponent does not Marnie me. Hope that they do not Gust and double KO my Porygons. We are going to get Porygon-Z. I mean, I'll see if I can get 2 to stick. That'd be amazing. And then we just want energies for sure. Triple XLs on deck and Recycle Energy. So we do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Yeah, that would be enough if this hand sticks. So we'll see if the hand sticks. I'm not expecting that it will. This is about the time of the game where we just get this whole hand Marnied, reset stamped. Absolutely. They didn't have Dragapult VMAX in this hand, so they had something else. They surely had some other cards. Now they're diving back in for Jirachi, might be digging for that hand disruption. If they can find it, they would love to Marnie me, send these cards to the bottom of the deck. Or reset stamp. But if we get to keep this hand, we are in the clear. And they find a Cynthia. That is not a Marnie. And they also remove my unit energy. That's actually really frightening because I would have to find another fairy energy to be able to attack with Whimsicott next turn. I've got all of this stuff in my hand, but if I attach 3 triple acceleration energies without hitting the fairy energy that I actually need to KO the Dragapult, that would be pretty devastating. So we're hoping, I mean, maybe they just pass. They don't even go in with Dragapult this turn. They are diving in with Dragapult. Okay, so I have to go for it. We flip aheads. This is the turn. We've got both Porygon-Zs ready to evolve up. We've got a Recycle Energy and all of these triple acceleration energies. I just desperately need to find fairy energy, which we get off the top. Absolutely insane. We go Rare Candy into Porygon-Z, Rare Candy into Porygon-Z, and we are ready to go. No more weak Pokemon on the bench for my opponent to pick off. We're going to crazy code unit energy onto the Whimsicott. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Just make sure that I'm doing the math right. I'm pretty sure this is it. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 20, 30, 30. Yes, that's it. That is a KO on the Dragapult VMAX, taking a huge one-hit knockout here with our Whimsicott-GX. I'll put the Blitzle down, absolutely. and we are just going to Energy Blow for a massive one-hit KO. We take 20 damage in return, and we do lose a bunch of triple acceleration energies, but a gigantic one-hit knockout on that Dragapult VMAX with 2 Porygon-Zs in play. It's going to make it very difficult for my opponent to take those out. Now, I wanted to save the unit energy. I don't want my opponent to maybe get a double Giratina, remove both of them, something like that. There are only 6 fairy energy equivalents in the deck, so you have to be very careful with those. There's 4 unit energies and 2 rainbow energies in the deck as it is right now. Now we have the 70 HP Blitzle here. I would love to evolve into Zebstrika just to give us a little bit of kick in our deck so that when we research, we can then sprint to draw 4 more cards. That would be amazing, giving us the potential to see 11 cards pretty easily in a turn with the Professor's Research into Sprint combo. And they're going to research themselves. I would definitely expect to see a reset stamp come down. Sure enough, there it is, reset stamp to 3. Any sort of Evolution Incense, yes, will get me the Zebstrika, and we find a Cynthia. So some great draw here. And I'm wondering if they failed to find the Dragapult VMAX. They're going for Quick Ball, but I don't see... Maybe this is a mysterious treasure. Yes, they do have the Dragapult VMAX. So another heads here would be amazing if we could flip another heads. It looks like they're prioritizing other things, not going for another Zigzagoon or anything like that to put a ton of damage counters on this Blitzle. They've got 10 coming down, but they don't have, unless they've got a scoop up net in their hand, in which case they can ping that Zigzagoon. And we flip another heads. That's absolutely wild. The giant bomb coming down onto the Dragapult VMAX. So if we hit the Dragapult VMAX for over 100 damage, then, or over 180 damage, we're going to take 100 damage in return, 10 damage counters. And they've got that Blitzle very close to KO range, but we've got an Evolution Incense. That's amazing. We're just going to go into the Zebstrika, and then I'm going to use the Viridian Forest to just thin my deck a little bit. I do not need any more of those cards. And let's see, I've got 1 Triple Excel left in the deck, 3 Capture Energies, 2 Rainbow Energies. We are definitely running low on energy. We're going to Cynthia first, see how many we can find here. We've got 2, so we're doing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, quite a bit of damage. I could just swing into the Dragapult this time. Let's Quick Ball first. Let's see. What are we actually rocking with in this deck? I've got Eldegoss in the deck. I've got a Boss's Orders in the discard pile. And I think if we hit it for, what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, hit it for 160. And then next turn, I could just go for a larger knockout. They do not have another Dragapult built up. So I think I'm just going to play it safe and go for the 2-hit KO here instead of hitting into... Yeah, I don't have another Zebstrika in the deck yet, so we're going to get this for sure. We're going to Great Ball just to thin the deck even further, get the Ditto out, and then I believe we are just going to Crazy Code, put the Triple Excel onto the Whimsicott, and right now, yeah, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 160 damage. We are not hitting into or playing into the Giant Bomb. We're just going to be patient this turn. I don't need to sprint this hand away. We can save the Eldegoss. If they retreat this Dragapult to the bench and try to hide, we can Eldegoss for the Boss's Orders in our discard pile, bring it back up, and finish it off pretty easily. Like a Boss's Orders sprint, try to find the remaining energy that I need to take this KO. But I suspect that they may not have much else. They just have to go for the Max Phantom. And I have an opportunity here with Eldegoss to just dig very deep into my deck and try to find the final energy that I need to KO this Dragapult VMAX. Zebstrika's going down, but that's okay. We've got the Eldegoss. We can get the Professor's Research and just try to see as many cards as possible to take this knockout. I need, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 energy in my deck, and I need 3. I need 2 off of this Research. So that would be ideal. We've got the 1 coming in right here. Need 2 more energies off of Research. Having the Zebstrika would be very helpful, but this is the best we can do research for 7 cards. Do I find 2 energy? And we do. Crazy code. We've got the Recycle Energy and the Rainbow Energy. Doesn't quite knock me out. I will KO myself with the Horror Psychic Energy, but we've got Energy Blow for a game, 160 damage, knocking out the Dragapult VMAX, and Whimsicott goes down, but not in vain. We win the game, taking our final 3 prizes and defeating Dragapult VMAX, largely considered to be one of, if not the best deck in format, with Whimsicott-GX. We just set up amazingly that game. 2 Porygons, super quick, huge one-hit KO. We got our Toy Box GX to stick, and we're able to perform a huge one-hit KO on that Dragapult VMAX that turn. That was an incredible game from Whimsicott-GX. And that's it for the Whimsicott video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, and of course, check out fullgripgames.com for all your trading card game singles, as well as fullgripcodes.com for instant PTCGO code delivery. As always, Full Grip Games is always buying cards, so if you've got extra bulk or full arts, things like that lying around the house, you want to get some extra cash for your cards, you just fill out a buy list order, send us the cards, and we'll send you the cash. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to check out the Twitch stream as well, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every single weekday. Y'all take it easy and have a great day. Peace.